What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in, bitch. We're here for the Real Housewives of Miami, the season 4 reboot finale, child. We have made it through another season of Housewives. I thought we had a few more to go, but we don't. Okay, let me get Danny in chat. We lost Danny, so Danny give me a little.
Thank God. Look at God.
Already.
Oh,
Hey,
I connected
Danny.
to the wrong. I connected to the wrong Wi-Fi. Sorry.
Oh,
Thank
okay,
God.
Chad.
Oh, y'all are opposite.
How are
No,
you
I have
doing,
I have more than one.
Oh, okay.
Can I get my intro out? Okay, so Jamie, Danny, and Chase. We're here to talk about Miami. I see everybody got their mugs today. Check my Chase and got his. Oh, and I knew it.
Wow,
Okay,
Chase. Wow.
Wow.
We're trying to get branding. We're trying to get the branding right, Chase.
You know, the people on The View and The Real, they be having their little stuff right, and
They also have production assistants. Damn it! You can't expect me to remember everything.
Well, goddamn.
To be fair.
Well, like I said, we're here for Miami. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. I see a couple people watching right now. If you're here, let us know you're here. It's gonna be a good show. We did not do last week's episode on purpose, just because there wasn't a lot going on, but we were pleasantly surprised for a finale on today, and it was actually a really good finale. I think we all kind of agree. We'll talk about it. Hey, Lisa in the chat. If anyone else is here, let us know. And of course, before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button to like this video. Keep us in the algorithm and subscribe if you haven't already. Lots of videos coming, a lot of shows coming to an end, but we'll still be here. Just probably not as much throughout the week until we want to pick up some more shows. But unfortunately, not fortunate. Fortunately, we need a little break. And you know, it's not a lot of shows on right now, so this is a good time because Real Housewives of Atlanta is coming up soon.
Yeah,
American Medicine, and when those shows come on, it's gonna be very crazy, toxic, whatever.
Not toxic.
It's gonna be crazy. So you know, it's good for us to not be burnt out. All right, so like I said, the finale. What did y'all think? Individual thoughts before we get started.
I actually think it was one of the. I think it was one of the better ones in most recent times. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It seemed like a finale. Like sometimes some of these just end and you see captions, you're like, oh wait, that's it? This actually seemed like a season finale.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. Jamie?
I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Of course, obviously, I didn't like the fact that Alexia lost her mom. But it's when like real stuff actually happens and it's stuff that production hasn't tried to set up. That's when you really get to connect with the women and are like, this is why I like these particular people. Of course, there were drama, there were catfights, there was stuff, but seeing all of them come together and be there for Alexia and kind of make up, they're one of my favorite casts in recent memory. I think this was a strong cast and a really strong finale.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll go ahead and agree. Today was the first day that I was like, you know what? I like them. I do. I think that that is Housewives, the way that it was done, even with the arguments and everything that we did end up getting. We also got camaraderie. No one was forced to be anywhere they didn't want to be, kind of thing. And it just felt like they all wanted to genuinely be there and support. And I think that is probably, I don't know if it's one of my favorite finales, but I just say for right now, out of the current groups of Housewives that we have, this is probably one of my favorite groups in Adrianna.
I hate you.
You know, I also will say because of the finale, everybody that I disliked, I changed opinion on, with the exception of Adrianna. I still don't like her, but everybody else I can tolerate.
Yeah,
I think seeing this finale that for the most part was super organic was what I needed after watching that Salt Lake City finale, which was completely just orchestrated and a little too produced and toxic. Like I needed somebody, a franchise ending on a nice, happy, everybody kumbaya note. Like I couldn't do it. I was drained.
Yeah, like even if it's not kumbaya, we ended cool. We might not stay there, but we ended.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, because I saw the preview for the reunion. They ain't stayed there.
No, I mean, but you know what? That's okay. You not. I'm never looking for them to completely make up. Like when I see, if I see a issue or some kind of like storyline or drama, I don't expect them to, come to the reunion all. If they come to the reunion, they all kumbaya, that means it wasn't real. because I mean, realistically, they at the end of the day, like they're an ensemble cast, so they have to come together for the sake of the show and whatever's going on. And I think this is a good representation. Like, I mean, unfortunately, what happened to Alexia, but it did bring them some of the relationship much closer. Like some of the girls was hugging out, you know. So we're gonna talk about it. I see people in the chat. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Brooke said, was there a Miami Vice theme today? It actually was not planned. I just found this little blouse in the closet.
Not a blousery.
Chase put on his Versace sunglasses, and you know,
I didn't get no memo, so.
Okay.
It really wasn't.
It's really
It wasn't a
interesting that
memo.
you
I heard him say we doing Versace, and I was like, oh, and I just grabbed my glasses.
It's interesting you left the Latinos out. That you purposely left the Latinos out.
Well, I don't feel that way, Chase.
I'm not gonna do.
Right.
I don't feel that way, Jamie.
Hold on, somebody said, you feeling yourself, Chase? Ooh.
Look, this is Chase like demure. Chase, when Chase feels himself, she can feel herself.
Lisa
said, I'm always feeling myself, honey.
Hey, Morgan. The finale. It didn't make me cry, but I felt the emotion. I know some people said they did.
I teared up.
Yeah, I mean, I felt it, but I didn't shed a tear, unfortunately.
I'm a G, so I was like, I was standing in the line at Publix.
It's hard for me because when I watch I put myself, like, I think of my mom and like how I would react when I watch stuff like that. So it's just like, ugh.
Understood. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I understand it completely. Okay, so let's start with episode 11. We're gonna kind of, because we need that episode to get into the finale. We're gonna kind of go through it kind of quickly, but to get to where it really goes down. But basically, the basis of episode 11 is they're planning Alexia's bachelorette party, which is at the Versace mansion. It's Versace themed, all this Versace blah blah. And so you see a scene with Lisa and Nicole talking about her father and how he showed up drunk. And you know, she's at this moment talking about how she doesn't really want to be, you know, in a space with Marysol and how she feels like she's malicious and stuff like that. And then we find out that Alexia finds a venue. So the venue that she found was actually really nice. I was like, oh, and I believe it's like a stationary boat. Have you ever seen them before, living in Miami before, Danny? Is that a restaurant? Like, what is that?
Well, no, they have different. So wait, you talking about the actual? I've seen stuff like that. I haven't seen that specific one.
Okay, it looked like it was stationary for like to sit right there, but the venue, it looked real nice. I was very excited to see the wedding, and excited she found a venue or whatever. But in this same moment, like I feel like I learned that Alexia, she's the kind of person I wouldn't want to work with because I feel like she doesn't really give you much direction. And I understand like she kind of wants to show up and it's all done, but would probably complain if it's not right. Because I feel like even when she was having to sit down with what's her name, with Gertie, she was asking all these questions about the food. And she was just like, It's like, well, Gertie, do you like it? Do you not like it? But that was just my opinion. I haven't thought
I also think I wouldn't want to work with her either because I think she'll talk about you behind your back too, like a dog.
Ooh, ooh,
Marysol.
And Marysol will run and tell it to somebody else.
She'll give it over the stretch.
I'm
sorry, Jamie. Go ahead, but I just want to say she'll give it right on over the stretch.
Right.
She's just one of those girls that she's going to be like, well, I don't want to be too much of a bridezilla, but then we'll be a bridezilla because she didn't give you direction and you didn't read her mind about what she wanted. Poor Gertie. Poor Gertie could have never won.
Yeah, her Gertie and her bang. So outside of any thoughts on this, if I move to the next part?
Nope.
Good luck. Congratulations.
Okay, so then we find out. Well, we didn't find out anything. I knew this already. Adrianna expresses that she's lonely. And basically, you know, she's an empty nester now. She's divorced now, and I mean, I didn't need her to tell me that. She clearly acts like she's lonely, like she needs something to do. She's all in Julie and Martina's relationship. She all over here, like that's very clear. So let's just get into the actual bachelorette party and day, whatever. Like I said, it's at the Versace mansion. I've never actually been there. I know it's a very popular place that people go to when they go to Miami. I'm not the biggest fan of that whole gaudy style, but it was nice for them. I will say
it was very Miami, like no other franchise could have done that.
Yeah, and I was content with that. So basically, you know, this is where Alexia expresses that her mom is sick for the first time again, and I think did she mention it earlier before now, or was this the first time? I can't remember. I know she mentioned it at the table. She kind of starts out by talking about it at the table, and then Lisa is just like, you know, well, we should just all put our issues out there or whatever. And so Marysol speaks, and she just speaks to Nicole. She says that Nicole has been complaining, and basically she's upset and talking to everybody about why she's not talking to her. And Nicole is just like, I'm not talking about people. People are asking me this. So this is Nicole versus Marysol again. And so this is like the last little finale of it. But what are y'all thoughts on this? Because the last time we saw them talk was when they were on that trip. And Marysol kind of walked off. That was the end of it. Do you feel like Nicole was running, going on a tour to tell everybody that Marysol wasn't talking to her to get her back, or she just was expressing based on what people were asking her?
I mean, she was being a little petty. She was talking a little bit about it. I mean, but that's because Marysol was doing the same thing.
I mean,
can't be upset about it.
Didn't Nicole have a whole luncheon with all the new girls to discuss it?
She talked to Adrianna about it, and I think Kiki was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but then
maybe 30. So yes, it wasn't new girls. Yeah,
it was all the new girls.
She's saying that they asked her, and I can't remember if they asked her.
I don't remember.
Production must have cut that out
on more than one occasion. It's been talked about on more than one occasion.
Danny wants to say something. Danny wants to say something. Anti-Marysol.
Is it me or has Stretch gotten like the balls of a burglar lately? You don't know who Stretch is?
Marysol?
Yeah.
That's so rude. That's so rude. So rude. Don't do Marysol like that.
Go ahead, Danny.
Well, my biggest thing was I felt like, in this, and every other time Marysol kind of got Nicole, but I feel like this time Nicole actually got the better
Nicole
side of her
got
because
she
left. Marysol
Nicole
left kind of like gagged, like, oh, well, there must be some confusion. Like Marysol felt gagged, and I lived for every second of it. And Nicole said, if you think that I care, you're delusional, mommy.
Yeah.
I think Marysol thought that Nicole being the new girl was going to be like, I'm so sorry, we got off on the wrong foot. Yeah, no. We need to come
Nicole
back.
tried that.
Yep, and Marysol wanted to keep it. So I'm like, don't know what to tell you, Marysol. She got you, girl. She was getting you, girl.
They got you.
Don't y'all
wore you low.
That shit.
Yeah. And it's like Marysol, Lisa kind of opened the room for that. Marysol is always the one to kind of be the first one to speak about an issue. And like I said, I do and agree in this moment. Like Nicole was just like, girl, I'm not thinking about you. I don't care about you. I'm not talking about you. They're asking me about you, and I'm answering the question. Otherwise, you're delusional. And then Marysol is just like, so you mean to tell me you're not? He's like, okay.
There's some confusion. There's some confusion.
Right? She's like, okay.
She should have been like, girl, you don't even have a mojito.
Basically, very much so.
But she's been carrying the whole season.
Has
Nicole
she?
Nicole didn't show up for work until the last 3 episodes.
Okay.
When everybody else
Nicole, we didn't need Marysol either.
Don't do that. I'm not gonna sit here and do this with y'all. I will not.
Well, so then actually, this is one thing. But then we have, Julia's my fave. I'm gonna say Julia was looking.
Oh wow, really? That's a big statement.
I like Julia, and Julia is.
Shut up, Chase.
Julia is
no,
sitting.
I didn't know that.
Can I finish real quick? So Julia is sitting next to what's his name? Andy at the reunion. So
wow.
I was gonna ask you, how y'all feel about that?
I'm confused.
I love Julia. She deserves it.
Maybe they did it because she's such a big one. You see, she's a big one, and compared to all in the height,
and they needed to go down like that.
I don't know.
Instead of like that at the end.
But you know what though? That is the same production company who does Married to Medicine. And if you guys watch our Married to Medicine recaps, when we did the reunion last year, we were like, "What is this seating chart?" Like their seating chart is always all over the place. So
yeah, I don't know what they was basing it off of, but Julia basically had a lot to say. Julia, she comes out, she's talking, and she's just like, there is one person that I have not been able to get close with, and that person is Larsa. She was like, Larsa.
She was on that Russian vodka. I'm on
She was already a little bit turned up.
And I was just like, okay. So I mean, she basically goes talking to Larsa, saying she feels like she's been condescending, and she was like, I don't know if it's because I'm a farmer, but I just feel like I haven't got close to you. And then I'm just like, at this point, she kind of lost me because I could have seen it, but then at that point, I kind of felt like she was kind of letting Adrianna get in her ear because it was giving Adrianna. But thoughts.
I was Team Julia, no matter what happens.
Oh,
Team Julia in the back.
No, well, I
Because
agree,
even-
but
I agree with her, but I mean that little comment about kids out of wedlock, like, okay, girl, I took a little bit of offense to that. I've got kids, like that was a little shady, whatever. But then everything else was Adrianna. But even then, Adrianna was not off base with her critique of how Larsa acts, because Larsa been acting like that since season 1.
it's hard to take it from Adrianna though, because Adrianna
Absolutely.
definitely has a complex where she feels inferior and it bothers her so much.
Oh,
Adrianna has
absolutely.
low
Larsa.
self-esteem.
it's not just Larsa. It's
everyone.
She said it with Alexia. She said it with Lisa. She feels like they all feel like they
She
are.
feels some kind of
You
she
think
feels some kind of
way.
way that she don't have a mojito. So everybody is a queen. She has a complex.
Well,
Well, but at that point, she didn't know she wasn't going to have a mojito.
Oh, they do by then, child.
Well, no, she filmed. No, she has a.
She was there every
didn't know.
episode.
No, not even that.
was
She
there.
filmed the little green screen looks and stuff. Like she posted there recently. She filmed that, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But she probably thought
They call her at the end, girl. How
if
gaggy.
you go to her page, you'll see like she has. You know how they sit in the little green screen, they like. Yeah, she has all that. She look good. She actually looks good.
Oh, wait, so never mind. So what they pay her?
I don't know.
Ask her. She'll tell you.
Well, not enough if she walk around there looking homeless, but we get into that in a little bit. But I said
Larsa got her.
Larsa got her.
The record show, I was like, that girl, like, she ain't got nowhere to stay. That's not funny, you know.
did.
But
Larsa
it was
got
some little
her.
homie looking. I
You
wanted
probably
to say
DM'd
that.
Larsa though and told her to say that.
Yeah,
I can guarantee that
Listen.
sounded like production. Production told her to say that.
I don't know. I don't know because she kind of warned us last week with Adrianna, and so Larsa starts responding, and Larsa
Wait.
Go ahead.
I just want to say this about Julia really quickly. I'm sorry. I want to say about Julia really quickly that in regards to Julia versus Larsa, the beginning, yes, the child out of wedlock thing, that's not cool. That was a low blow, and it hurts other people.
Agree.
And she was definitely right for calling her out. A lot of the other stuff, and we'll get into it in the next episode as well in the finale, felt like insecurities.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Like it felt like because when she said, "I don't know," because I'm a farmer, I'm like, huh? Now wait a minute.
Even Larsa was like, "What?"
Yeah, it was lost. So
Larsa don't even know what she did for a living. Larsa probably never asked what Julia did for a living.
Yeah, because Larsa hasn't interacted with her literally at all this entire season. Like even when they were staying in the same roof.
But I don't put that on Larsa. I didn't see on tape Julia making any effort. They can't expect Larsa to do everything by herself.
Absolutely.
Either.
Yeah, that gave Adrianna in her head. And Larsa, Larsa was like, she wasn't rowdy with her this time. She was just like, I've come to your home. You haven't come to my home and met my family. And when you were sick, I cried for you. And
not Larsa cried for her. Larsa.
Adrianna came and said, no, you didn't. I was right there. She was like, well, you only gave us Xanax. And she was just like, well, there you go being nasty. You being nasty. And then Adrianna goes into her little rant. She goes into the whole, you came back with a butt like Kim Kardashian.
So we just gonna go to the finale.
No, this is the same episode.
Same episode?
They got into it multiple times.
They got into it like 3 times.
Okay.
Like
let me finish. Let me finish what I'm doing.
Excuse me,
you're right. I'm wrong.
Thank you.
You're right. I'm wrong.
So then, at the end of the episode, basically, she goes into the Kim Kardashian read, and so from that point, this is where Larsa fires back, and it's given that Adrianna's going, and from this point, transitioning into the episode 12, she goes off. Larsa's like, you know what? You don't want to come for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna come for you. Adrianna says you're not an athlete. Your husband was, and all this, and it just goes left or whatever. And so at this point, she just going in. She said, "I can break you down in 2 seconds. You homeless. You tacky. You bipolar. You must got bad vision because you dress like a clown." And
she's talking about a big butt.
Adrianna did come back and she was like, "Oh yeah, you said she said I must not be homeless because you selling your feet $2 a pop." So
that's what happened. No, what happened was said you selling your feet for $5, and she was like, well, you need to sell them too because you were out there looking homeless.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit,
baby, that was a good shade session. That was a good shade session.
Oh, I'm fat now. I'm like, oh god.
But it irritated me that Larsa had said a comment about her fat ass, and then when Adrianna said it later back to Larsa, all the girl Alexia. Oh, that was low, Adrianna. You can't do that. Girl, she said the same thing.
I think at that point the girls were all tired of Adriana's mouth. Like, girl, just please shut up.
She was offending everyone at that table by this point.
Well, like Andy got tired of her at the
and told her to yell
reunion
and yelled at her. Told her to shut up. Usual. He's yelled at her every single reunion since season 1. He's told her to shut up.
She's very annoying.
Look, my favorite part about that whole thing was it was Kiki and Gertie, because the camera was just going back and forth, and after every read, Kiki would be like, "Oh," and Gertie would be like, "Oh no."
Kiki was stressed, and what's her name? Gertie was living. Gertie was
Gertie was like.
Kiki still just wants. Kiki still just wants some D. That's all Kiki wants.
She
some
still
D.
wants some D, and she need a caca. That's it.
You know what? I hope that Kiki's just brought back based off of reaction shots alone.
I love her.
Bring her back so she can, oh my god!
She threw a napkin down.
No, Kiki also had confessionals. They didn't show anything of this season, so
yeah.
I don't know what they was doing with the editing room, but they clearly chopped a lot of stuff.
Someone had to go. It was too many girls, and Kiki was the one that had to go.
I think, when you reboot a franchise that has been out of sync for 8 seasons, you want to bring back legacy members, but obviously the legacy members didn't really work that great for the final season. So you want to bring back as much new blood as possible and see what you have at the end of the year. Like, that's what it really gave. And I mean, Kiki was great, but ultimately, like, everybody else really was working for the most part, and was like,
bring Kiki back, damn it. I don't give a damn.
I love Kiki. I love Kiki. Kiki's a fantastic friend. I love her. I wouldn't mind if that gave everybody a fucking mojito if they're all going to show up to work like that.
No, you can use the word gorgeous with her.
I love Kiki.
Oh
Kiki,
my goodness.
Y'all, they're making fun of me because I use the word gorgeous a lot. Like, I don't know, like, what other word should I call these women?
Look nice.
Beautiful.
Amy Barlow.
Not they look like that shade. That shade though. She's nice.
That's a shade.
But that's what applies sometimes.
Cute is next to gorgeous. No, because Kiki never looks nice. She always looks gorgeous.
No.
What about baby gorgeous?
None of these girls look like baby gorgeous.
Hi, baby gorgeous.
They eat baby gorgeous.
Okay.
There's not an ugly cast member.
So is there any other thoughts on this back? You said what?
I don't do that. I said there's not an ugly cast member, and Chase want to throw shade in.
On Miami?
Yes. Y'all are so rude.
Not as ugly, but I mean, some just don't look kept.
Somebody out there think I'm ugly. I don't know what they're looking at, honey, but they think I'm ugly, so I can take the girls ugly too.
Ugly is me.
Well, some of them are not easy on the eyes. Long face.
Stop that.
All right. So, any other thoughts on this back and forth? Who do y'all think won this Adrianna versus Larsa? Who won the whole?
Larsa
got a little bit dirtier.
Larsa was fed up.
Yeah, she tried to warn her at the table last week with Kanye, but she clearly was like, you know what, I'm gonna get your ass.
But normally you have to heed those warnings, Cortez. Like when a girl, you sitting there doing your big one, and the girl ain't really saying nothing back there, and she say, "Stop the record. You don't want to do this with me. You may not want to do that with her because she's probably gonna fuck you up down to the table."
Well, she said last week. She said, "I'm going to let you know what time it is."
I'm a very rich bitch. I was like, "Oh my god."
Adrianna thinks she's unbeatable and untouchable.
No,
she really does.
And the way they edited that, I will say, because you in the trailer they gave us this read. I didn't know how Larsa was going to respond, so I was very surprised to see her come back, and I was like,
engage.
Yeah, very engaged. I thought she was gonna walk away, but she didn't walk away until she said what she said. And
then that's my work is done. She got up. I was like, oh.
Now that's how you walk away.
That's how you walk away.
Now Larsa do got some of the best walkaways so far. Now
she does.
Okay, the ass moves sometimes.
It does. Yeah.
Depends on what she's wearing. So that little performance by Larsa, I wouldn't mind to see her again for another season. Yeah. I did not want to see her, but if she's gonna keep eating Adrianna up,
yes,
come on,
Chase,
back, girl.
We know.
Come on up, girl.
No, listen, she's a housewife, girl. She's
Fuck off, Chase.
She wasn't a housewife for the last 3 episodes. The first
she's a housewife, but nobody was. Nobody was a housewife until the last 3 episodes.
That's a lie. Adrianna or Alexia, it was all Alexia the first 6 or 7 episodes.
Thank you, Alexia.
The Cuban Barbie.
And nobody else. Julia was hatching eggs.
I'll listen to it on the iPod.
Martina did.
Martina was the queen.
Martina did say Martina. It was the first season. The first half of the season was Alexia, Gertie, and Martina. I give them that. I give them that.
Moving on.
I'll let y'all finish. I'll let y'all finish, child.
Well, no. Who do you think? Who do you think carried the first half of the season? Because I think we all agree Alexia, but anyone else?
The first half of the season? I mean, Alexia didn't really do nothing but be in her.
She had personal storyline though.
Okay. I mean, it was entertaining for that one episode. After that, it was like
actually the spouses carried the first season, Todd and Martina.
Yeah, Martina definitely carried.
I mean, to be honest,
Alexia's dead gay husband.
Adrianna has been in every damn issue that happens.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
So I mean, realistically,
she started every damn issue.
She's carried the season.
She doesn't have
the unsung hero.
She doesn't
She's the Whitney. She's the Whitney of Miami.
No, she ain't Marysol.
Marysol's very Whitney.
She's a little more. You know who's the unsung hero of it all though?
Who?
Lenny. Cheers to you because you hate Lisa too.
Oh, Lisa. Okay, so then after the bachelorette dinner, whatever, they do go and have like little dancers, and Kiki was getting her life with the men. Kiki just want to just have sex with me, and that's it. She don't want to do all this arguing and stuff like that. And so yeah, right, that's how she want to do. So then Larsa leaves, just the rest of them, and the next morning they have like a breakfast set up. I think that Marysol brought her own china, her own Versace china to the breakfast and have coffee. I was like, okay, well, I didn't think it was cute, but hey, go off.
Well, no, Alexia was gagged. She was like, oh. I was like, okay.
And so at the beginning, Larsa, it wasn't for sure whether or not Larsa was going to be there or not because she didn't come. I mean, she left. I thought maybe she was gone, but she does come back or whatever. And I like how Adrianna was like, I'm not excited to see Cousin It. I'm like, ooh, not Cousin It. You didn't hear that?
I love how Larsa said hi to her, though.
Yeah, she said hi. Larsa came back.
Julia.
Like, I'm going to just pay, I'm going to say hey to her and sit down. But
I mean, that is only a hi that you can give somebody that you cleared the last time you saw them because she was confident. Because that bitch she ain't got nothing to say to me. Hi, how are you doing?
I think all of us have done that when we know we done ate a bitch up and seen them out again.
Ate a bitch.
Yeah, she didn't really.
Adrianna, I usually still don't speak.
Who?
I usually still don't speak, even if I got you. I'm done.
Everybody has a different.
You a lie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I still speak to Jamie all the time after gathering him. So,
it's never happened in the history.
Y'all want to be on Housewives so bad. I ain't seen that one piece.
We are.
Oh my god!
All right. So then after that, before anything can kind of go anywhere, Larsa, speaks to Julia, and she's just saying, this is where she kind of speaks to saying that, she hasn't been trying to get to know her. She was confused on where that came from. And so, Julia brings up this Instagram comment moment or whatever, and saying that was another reason why she felt like she was like that. And then it just kind of gets to the point to where, she's talking to her, and then Julie tells us, don't put your hands in my face.
I was like, what?
She did. She said, don't do the finger thing or something like that. And I'm like, oh boy.
Something like that, yeah.
But she was just like, you know what? You're biased, so stay in your lane. This is Larsa talking to Julia. And I'm just like, this is interesting. Is this where Julia got the seat next to Andy? I don't know. She didn't really do nothing, but I mean, it wasn't for long before Adrianna got involved and was just like, your crocodile tears don't work here. So you can cry you want, work here. And Larsa's like, I feel sorry for you. And this is where, what's her name? She starts speaking about all of what she's done, that she speaks different languages. She's been to 150 countries. She's going to Harvard or something like that, she said. And this is
where Harvard Online University.
It's very clear that Adrianna and Julia have insecurities because it just comes to a point to where, like, I understand where they say that Larsa has a kind of can be a little condescending, but sometimes she just be chilling. She's not an extrovert. She don't engage as much as she should. But when Julia was pulling, I'm like, you really are showing your insecurities about Instagram, about farming and stuff like that. Like this is an issue.
See, I don't. Oh, go ahead, Chase.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yes, they did let their slip show with their insecurities. However, there are people in the world that they do judge their friends by how they look, how much they weigh, what color their skin is, who they're associated to, how many followers they have. You get what I'm saying? So it's not far-fetched for them to believe that.
Yeah.
However, in this particular case, because they're all on an ensemble cast on a reality television show, do I think that Larsa maybe would have befriended a girl like Julia in the street? No, because she doesn't run with girls like Julia in the street.
Yeah.
However, I don't think that they gave each other. Well, I think maybe Larsa was a little bit more open-minded to it, but I think that Julia probably didn't really give her a chance because of those things. So Julia may want to sit back and think about that. I mean, it's not far-fetched to believe that someone would feel that way, but you also have to look at yourself and say, am I actually giving her a chance to get to know me and being open? And I don't think that she really did. So
that's true.
Yeah, that's true. It's we didn't see a lot of even. I mean, as much as I dislike Larsa, we didn't see a lot of instances of her being, condescending to people. She's just one of those people, and that's how she carries herself. It's not directed at anybody. She just really doesn't give a fuck for anybody else but herself.
But as well,
so
and it's only come
people
out in arguments. I mean,
I think her association with the Kardashians probably put a lot of preconceived notions in people's minds, because obviously she did. When she left the show 9 years ago, she did not look like the Larsa that was sitting there getting into a Bugatti with that gorgeous black slip dress. No. She looked like some lady that went and shopped at the Galleria Mall in Ugg boots. She went and got her face done, her ass done, her tits done. She a new influencer now. So I don't know who this Larsa is, but she's still the same.
The thing is, when it comes to Julia, I believed Larsa when she said she was biased. And by the way, Cortez, I thought of you when every time I hear the word biased, I think of you because you used to say you biased ass. But I feel like Julia didn't even know she had those insecurities. I feel like Adrianna planted all that in her. I don't think Julia ever was thinking about those things.
Yeah, I agree. That's true. Larsa is more of a narcissist than condescending.
Absolutely.
I see that.
That's why her and Alexia work well. Like Alexia's like, bitch, I'm a bad bitch. I ain't thinking about her.
Well,
come on, Larsa. Let's be like, you know what I'm saying?
She asked
Alexia's
at the table.
Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
At the table, she asked. She was like, "Do I make anybody feel in a way?" Alexia was like, "No." Lisa was like, "No.
You could never." Lisa,
like, girl,
Lisa and Alexia said you could never.
That's basically
never make me feel away.
They basically was like, "Honey, we got money. We good."
like, girl. Please, let me tell you.
The common denominator is Adrianna, and she has a history of bringing out the worst in people because she's not a happy person. She's good TV to a certain point, and she hit her point about episode 4.
Sidebar, since we're talking about Julia, very clear, Julia. I think the reason why she really got that seat, one of the reasons why she got the seat, definitely is because from what we've seen from the guy that she was sitting next to, he likes to hang out with certain celebrities. He likes his Sarah Jessica Parker, his Kelly Ripa. And so I feel like that's a way for him to be associated with Martina, if that makes sense. I think that he's using her to get to Martina.
Yeah. I mean, he had Martina on Watch What Happens Live like 3 or 4 days ago.
Absolutely.
With Julia.
Absolutely.
I mean, she is, the first housewife on the show.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's something there. He's gay male. It could be true. I agree. I can see that.
I didn't even think of that when you just said that. The first housewife.
Yeah, it's first. So it's something. She broke some barriers down. Okay. So after that whole thing, it kind of ends with Adrianna, everybody being over Adrianna. Adrianna made that comment, and Larsa did question Julia. She was like, she said stuff to me. You didn't get mad at her, but when I say stuff to her, and she was just like, okay, you're biased. Shut up. Stay in your lane. I'm like, ooh. What?
No, go ahead. I was going to say that she only got mad at the wedlock comment, though. There was nothing else.
Well, and I wish
Adrianna's.
I wish that would have been what she would have just said and left it at that. Because the rest of it just felt like much of an issue. I mean, much of a reach in insecurities. Because now the comment, yes, but and I think Larsa was open to that. But when she got to everything she started, it sounded like Adrianna was behind her head.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because
and you could also tell Julia's not about that life. Julia does not go around arguing with people.
I was thinking,
so when
she got a backbone.
When she started stuttering and stuff, that's when Adrianna hopped in and was like, "Oh, what she meant to say is you're this, you're this, you're this." And that's when I was like, "Oh my god!"
So basically, she told Julia. Basically, Adrianna told Julia, "You're going off script, girl. You're going off script.
You're going off script. Stick to the
But
line."
did you also see the reason what for me sealed the deal on what I mentioned earlier is to some people are actually just in their own la la land and are not, and then some people are very superficial. And the reason why I think that Larsa is more self-absorbed than what she was being accused of by Julia is because when Julia brought up the out of wedlock comment, Larsa looked very open to have the conversation.
She did.
And she was explaining herself, which something Larsa really don't really do. She don't explain herself. She don't try to smooth it over with the girl. She was looking like, no, like, I want to be your friend, Julia. Now, this bitch, I beat her ass, but you, man, you good, right? So I was like, okay, maybe that's not who she is.
I agree. She definitely was open. She seemed to be more open until she went down the path of the other stuff, the farms and the IP, because she lost the chat.
You know what else, too? I think that there's probably a lot of bad blood. I think maybe Alexia's gotten over it and Marysol has gotten over it. But there was probably a lot of bad blood when they got renewed for a season 2. They barely got that renewal because the season 1 was so horrible. And then one of the main franchise players, which at that time was Larsa, due to her association with Scottie Pippen, decides not to come back. And then you leaving us here with the scraps to carry this show on. So maybe that has something to do with it too. Like Adrianna still harboring some resentment from her leaving because she always brings up 10 years ago. Basically, you left us to be a Kardashian, and now you're back. And I think there's a lot of resentment from that too. So get over it, girl.
Adrianna needs to go to therapy for a lot of things.
She got to get over it.
And I wouldn't. Nothing would surprise me about her issues.
So after that, I mean, that's pretty much it. They that whole little bachelor thing. I mean, it was cool, but my bachelor weekend party, whatever, it's gonna have to be a lot better. I mean, I get it, Versace, but it's like it wasn't fun. It
especially with the way you plan for when you plan for people though, like you go all out. So whoever do
I mean, I know they're not like the youngest, but they also aren't like damn old. I would expect it. It would have expected more. I don't know. Just
it was up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Especially because Marysol was a planner before. I would expect it's a little more extravagant. This is me. I don't know. Nicole,
and this was also COVID so
COVID did not exist like that in Florida. Stop it.
We've seen a lot of parties for the last couple of franchises where it literally is just them. We're seeing it on Jersey where they had that bunk ass fraternity party. We saw Lisa's tequila party where it was them and 2 other people. So
we just saw a party from Gertie 2 weeks ago, and it was 1,000 folks.
Amazing.
Well, but that was a professional event that she had to put on. This felt like it was something for the cameras.
Marysol used to be a professional event planner. We're not giving Stretch no room, Jamie.
Well, but we've also seen where Marysol. We've also seen where Marysol doesn't like Alexia to have other friends. So that's probably why she was like, "We keeping it with 6 of us." And
there were other people there.
There were other people there.
Alexia's friends were there. You didn't see it was 2 girls that were there. Alexia's friends.
Oh, the ones that looked alike, the blonde ladies.
They have Versace mansion anyway, so
yeah. I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea when I get married. It needs to be better. I'm sorry. Man.
You want more? You want Junjin? You need a Junjin?
I want a
bolo. You want a bolo?
I want a good time. You want
a Junjin?
Could you shut the fuck up? Could you shut the fuck up? Shut up! Oh, sorry, Jamie. Did you not catch the Junjin?
I don't know, Chad. Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna move to the next part. Basically, there's a couple things that happen. Lisa's with her husband. He wants more kids. Another scenario where somebody that had issues having kids before, their husband wants it. And honestly, I don't know why he wants more kids. He really don't even like her like that. That's just sad to even watch. But nonetheless, he wants more kids. But then we get a scene where after we have found out about Alexia's mother, Nicole calls Marysol. And I thought this was I'm like, oh, wait, and I think y'all were discussing it in the chat. Y'all were saying y'all thought she was violating HIPAA. Because it was like she was giving this woman's, whereabouts and medical condition. But I don't think it happened the way we thought it happened, at least for what I saw. It looked like maybe she got the information from somebody else. I don't know.
I'm just trying to figure out why it happened. Like I turned around and I saw them on like I missed it, and I was like, I'm not rewinding that back. I asked the girls, so that's where I was coming from. I wasn't even being shady. I thought maybe that they were at her hospital and she was like helping them. I was like, God damn, this is an organic cast. You know what I mean? Like that's organic.
Well, that's what I thought too. And then I don't know. I was just like, oh, okay. Well, listen, I didn't think too much into it. I was just happy to see that, you know, they kind of had that moments where they kind of came together for like a good cause. Not a good cause, but you know, like in a moment where a friend's down. Because Nicole is not
a good cause.
Well, you know what I mean. Nicole is not the bestest friends with Alexia, but I mean, she still is on the cast day with her. And it shows that even though they kind of came at her all crazy, she was still like, you know, coming together. And I enjoyed that. Do you have any thoughts on that? On that little conversation they had talking about that? I thought they was going to make
it.
Now.
I think they will. I think I would like to see the two of them next season like actually be a cute little duo because I think they're very, very similar. They're very similar.
Similar?
Very similar. They both got a mouth on them. They both got a mouth and they don't want to admit when they're wrong. They don't want to admit when they've been gossiping.
You just described everybody on that cast.
Both of them been gossiping. Both of them.
Nicole wasn't gossiping. Nicole was discussing.
She was discussing when asked.
She was expressing how she felt about these women initially because she met them.
I like the two of them together. I want to see the two of them friends.
Chad, Marysol. I don't want to see Marysol get another clip and go head on. Because Marysol is tired and delusional. Okay.
Y'all are just loud and wrong.
So then after this, so the conversation basically they're having a visual for Alexia, and I thought Alexia was gonna be there, but she wasn't. And so the only thing here just from this scene, this is where they all kind of like do like a prayer, and Lisa shows up in green. I'm like, girl, I mean, I don't know how everybody came out in black, some sort of black, or at least something, but she in green. I'm like, Lisa, girl, you just always on the other side of the spectrum of the damn event. But at the end of it, you know, they kind of all hug, and this is why I really realized I really like this cast because it was just like a really I thought that was actually the last scene. I didn't think we were gonna get more. I wasn't really paying attention, but any thoughts on this whole thing that it was hosted at Nicole's house. So that was nice, and Marysol and Nicole kind of talked a little bit. Marysol, she didn't apologize, but she was just kind of saying she kind of was admitting a little bit of wrong. You know what I'm saying? But clearly they don't get to the best place because the reunion it goes back left. I mean, go back left. But any thoughts on this scene right here?
I liked it. It's like seeing them in
cinnamon. What?
Seeing it end in a good place. I like seeing them end in a good place. Not cinnamon.
Like what?
I like seeing them end in a good place. And I could tell, I mean, all of them were talking about they recently lost family members and stuff like that. So you could tell like emotion was pretty real, particularly Marysol, who has known Alexia for years and years and years and knew Alexia's mom. Like you could tell this hurt her and reminded her of Mama Elsa. Yeah. And Kiki was really, really shook up. So it was nice to see them. It didn't feel like the setup may have been scripted, but the emotion and what they were interacting with felt real.
And Kiki spoke about something other than dick for once, which is great. And I really like because I might be accused of being a petty girl, but Larsa pulled to me. I don't get there where we at. Larsa was like,
"Oh, that's what I was just gonna say."
Yeah,
that was my favorite thing of the whole sweet moment was Larsa saying, "Well, girl, are you gonna apologize or what?"
She did.
That was Lisa. Lisa said that, not Larsa. Larsa didn't show up.
No, Larsa said it to Adrianna.
Larsa was there.
Larsa was there.
It Larsa?
Larsa said it. She said it's because they were sitting next to Adrianna. Adrianna was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
That's right.
They all hugged.
I blocked her out.
Nusha's comment is funny though. Lisa in that green.
What?
She goes, I feel like an asshole.
She is destined to be a step behind. Like that's why Lydia's sick of her shit. Like, oh my God.
She is always lost.
Like, girl, even if you didn't get the memo. Yeah, even if you didn't get the memo, we're going to a memorial service. You're coming in a lime green miniskirt, leather, pleather. Like, oh my God, girl.
Gertie said, "Hey, green."
Oh my God.
I think didn't Julia come in white or somebody else came in white?
Julia came in white, like a white and black. Yeah.
White and black, and then what's her name had? She had on black with red accessories. I was like,
Adrianna had on black and white as well.
You said what?
Adrianna had on black and white as well.
Yeah, she had on black and white as well. Okay, well,
But Lisa,
huh?
but Lisa destined to be a step behind. Just
Child. And this is actually the day that was supposed to be the wedding, but it's the day of when she passed, which is very sad. I can't imagine how that feels. For one, not just death is one thing, but also the day you were about to be married and you was hoping that your mother would be there. It's just a lot. I'm sure it was a lot. I can't imagine what she was going through and probably why she didn't show up, which it is what it is. I mean, I understand, but that's a lot. So,
what do y'all think about that?
What do you mean?
About like that infamous Denzel Washington clip going around. Denzel Washington clip going around. He's like, I'm leaving him with something. Like production was like, we leaving him with something. We filming something. Y'all gonna get turned into the black dresses to bring your ass back downstairs.
Oh, you think they made them film?
Still. Yeah. Do you think that was insensitive, or I mean, it ended up being tastefully done, but is that insensitive?
I mean, it's a show.
Yeah. I didn't think it was insensitive. Obviously we weren't going to get Alexia there. It was the day her mother passed. Like she was not going to show up. But it definitely felt like production was like, well, this is on the schedule. This is on the books. We have to do this. So we'll get together.
They all were there. Everybody was there.
Like I said, even if it felt like it was set up and obviously produced, the real emotion and what the ladies were doing. I think that we've gotten so far into some of these reality shows where everything is set up and produced. It's very, very rare when we get real moments of the cameras actually capturing ladies just like organically messing with each other and interacting with each other. And it felt like that as produced as it was.
Yeah.
But Danny, what do you think?
I agree with you guys. I do think that it felt like they had to do it, but we still got genuine stuff out of it.
You said just now. I didn't get that, but I guess if there was something on there, I mean, they didn't have a trip plan. It don't seem like they had much more to film anyway. So yeah, I guess you're right. They had to film something, and
I'm glad they did it.
And then we get the funeral, the funeral ceremony. There was they didn't show that, which I didn't expect them to. They all were there for that, except for Nicole and
she had to work. Yeah, Larsa was in LA, and
I love that Nicole works.
Yeah,
it reminds you of Dr. Jackie, right?
Yeah,
very that.
Yeah, like I love that she has to work because you don't see many working housewives ever, really
anymore.
Like they're working in their careers. They're doing
TV housewives, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Larsa was in LA. She's working on her moving or whatever. And so the ending scene was really nice. I was happy to see Alexia, happy to see Todd. They all came together for them, and they all got their black on again and given. It was just a really nice ending. I feel like it was the ending of what's the name of this show? Desperate Housewives, like at the end of the season. It was given that. It gave it did. I don't know if
they're all together and they're in a good place. And
I was like, it's a good finale, but obviously we still got the reunion. But any final thoughts on this? Because we did see where everybody ended. Alexia and Todd, they get married in St. Bart's. And then Gertie, she didn't get to plan the wedding, which I feel like there's some drama that's gonna happen at this reunion with her because she's gonna be in something.
Well, no. She planned the wedding.
Well, I mean,
the wedding was that day.
The wedding didn't happen. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, she still
they
got
didn't
some money.
use her.
But they said they're gonna do a reenactment ceremony. So Gertie's probably gonna plan that.
Allegedly, that's what
like
they
a little
say.
party.
Allegedly, yeah.
I wonder how long.
Look, at this point, girl, you're already legally married. Just go home, wrap it up. It's fine. Have the girls over for cocktails.
Some people.
My God.
She really wants a wedding. You can tell.
This wedding has been 2.5 years in the making.
Oh, now she had. Well, she can have.
But this one's straight.
Oh, now that it's straight, child.
You won't have to go to Herman coming to get me, bitch.
Okay. Julia got a new place. She left. She got a new farm. Larsa's divorce is final. She got a new place too. Lisa, nothing. Nicole is engaged. And that's pretty much what I ended. So
you said Lisa nothing.
I mean, that's what I put on my notes. Nothing.
If somebody got to go, Lisa could go, and I wouldn't let.
I wouldn't miss her. She could be a
next
friend.
Season. Gertie's gonna plan Nicole's wedding next season.
I think so.
Oh, well, they're actually. I wouldn't mind
because Gertie throw events.
But I think Gertie and Nicole are actually friends, so that
in real life.
Yeah.
Kick Lisa the friend up and bring Kiki on.
What y'all
Kiki's
think
comedic relief.
about the reunion trailer? Yeah,
I'm excited.
I seen coming where Morgan said it looks better than Salt Lake City. I don't know if it looks better. It just looks. I'm more interested to see what happens because
more manageable.
I'm not tired.
I'm
not exhausted.
It's 2 parts, so great.
Which is perfect.
Perfect. Okay.
Perfect.
And Miami hasn't left the bad taste in my mouth that Salt Lake City has, so maybe that's why.
Because Salt Lake City goes, I thought each and every one of them.
Yeah. Do y'all think that next season, if they come back, they're gonna be a little bit more nasty with the drama, or it's gonna be
absolutely?
You think they're gonna be
Adrianna will?
Oh,
Adrianna
I hope she don't come back. I really don't.
Oh no, she's coming back with a mojito. She's coming back with a mojito.
And a vengeance. Mojito.
She's gonna work really hard, but I wonder who she's gonna come for. It's gonna have to be somebody else.
Everybody, bitch.
She'll find somebody.
Bitch.
You
just keep her. Don't give her a mojito. Keep her with a hard seltzer.
I want to see her against Nicole.
Not a hard seltzer.
I want to see her against Nicole. I want to see Nicole and
she ain't gonna be handling
Nicole. That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
Nicole can handle her.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I want to see
Nicole can handle her.
And I want to see Gertie and some stuff too. Gertie, I mean, she didn't really do much, to be honest, but she was there. I do like her.
Baby,
I want to see her.
When you're named to International Vogue's top 10 best party planners, you can't show your ass on TV too much. You got a brand.
Is she really?
Yeah, they showed it at the end of it. It was named.
Wendy with the braids on Potomac is a national speaker, and she showed her ass. So
they bring her on Fox News to be the token black character.
My God.
Well, no, they don't bring her on there for that.
It's still Black History Month.
Oh,
I don't even
like
Wendy. But
they definitely don't bring her on there for that.
I don't even like the bitch.
What I'm saying is Gertie can do a little more. She got one cover of Vogue, honey.
When Gertie got her chance, Gertie, listen, y'all better give it up for the Gertie, because remember at one point we were calling her Dirty Gert. Now Dirty Gert did throw that tea out there about getting that foot massage and had the girls in a frenzy.
That's
so when it was her turn to pitch in, Dirty Gert threw her little tea in.
She did.
Doing that and doing this is not the same as you getting into it. I don't care about you just getting it started. That's anybody can do that.
And then she judged it a little bit because she was like, "My husband would never." I was like,
"Yeah, but you can't do all that and then walk away crying."
Exactly.
She did cry. That's right.
Exactly. She started crying. So when you started crying, girl, I'm like, "Oh, Gertie."
That's when she lost you.
You know, I'm like, Gertie.
Y'all right.
It's a Gertie Stan account forever and always.
Yes. And I still like Julia, but she just gotta.
She's a big one.
Come on, Cynthia. Come on, Cynthia. Come on, Juju.
Julia was still the most refreshing. Julia was still the most refreshing of them all to me, even after this last episode.
I still like her.
And
I love her.
Nicole is my favorite, but
she's got a good energy. Julia's got a good.
Nicole won me over. The most.
Adrianna.
Larsa.
If you said Larsa, I'm just leaving.
I gotta say Larsa. Oh my God.
Are we gonna take questions or are we done?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. You need to leave, Jamie. You can leave.
I can leave.
Baby, tonight is the night of we just trying to run the lean. I tried to tell them earlier we're going to the last scene. Jamie telling you is because we getting questions like let's let Cortez do his job.
I'm gonna lean out and let y'all finish. All right.
Wait, who you said Jamie was at? Who you said Jamie? Excuse me, Danny. I apologize. Who you said? You said Jamie did something. You said somebody else did something else.
And me.
Oh,
when I took Cortez in the beginning, I said, "Are we at the finale already?"
Sidebar, Larsa. I think Larsa should stay. She's gonna keep doing what she did the last 3. Keep her around, but she gotta engage more.
Yeah.
Larsa gotta stay because if you look at who all engaged and who didn't.
Hey, Lisa.
How y'all doing?
How you doing?
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Man, I'm on Larsa's side. Adrianna got on my nerves. She really did. She got on my nerves. I'm gonna tell you something. And I'm like, yeah, you wanna know why I was with the Kardashians and all that right there. The reason why I went out to Los Angeles because my husband went out to Los Angeles, okay? I'm gonna say like this right here, okay? Number one, I had all my kids by my husband. Okay? Yeah, when he started fooling around, I started fooling around, okay? and they don't make me no different. But you was a hoe back in the day. Hey, John, but y'all better go back and read them up episodes. The last episode that y'all remember, Lisa Black was saying you was already married. You was asking me to hook you up with marry me, rich man, rich me.
She did. That
You
is
was
true. Leah
already
Black
married.
did say that.
So as one got my name, did she kind of tackle this, kind of be secretly on the down low with this lesbian? I believe that's going on, honey.
Is she
She was
secret? Yeah, I
secretly
don't think
on
she's
the
very
down low
secret.
with the
It's
lesbian.
not that
Okay,
secret.
It ain't that
I
much of a
really believe
secret.
that. And Judy, you need to go somewhere and sit down somewhere, okay, honey, girl. You kind of
Not
find, hey,
Julia.
you're not gonna get your ass beat up.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
You
Julia?
know what I'm saying? I really do. I'm for real. Because, you had no problem. You didn't have no problem with Lonzo. Man, please, that's your insecurities. And you kind of listen to Adrianna. Adrianna gonna get your ass towed up. Because you already can't drink.
Yeah.
hey,
But
y'all is definitely
she
kind of
can't,
girlfriend to
she
get you
can't
beat
give you
up.
some pills while you was so hung over. So other than that, then I got to pick up my girl Nicole. Why are you calling? I would not be mad. I got my nerves. She got my nerves back
Yes.
in the day. I don't really not like her so much that I like her mom. I love
Mm-hmm.
mama. You know what I'm saying? May she rest in peace. But no, Nicole, I'm like Nicole. Well, somebody asked me about it, I'm gonna answer the question. I wasn't talking about it. Somebody asked me about it. And all the girls was asking me about it. You know what I'm saying? It was not like that girl, okay? Marysol, go sit down somewhere, okay? I would have never called Marysol. I would have called Alexis and give my condolences to Alexis. I would call no Marysol, kind of hook her back over her. No, 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 no. She need to go sit down somewhere. She need to leave the show too. She need to leave the show. I'm tired of her. I'm
Yes.
tired of Marysol. And baby, and I'm like you now. Nicole was a doctor, okay? She ain't out here selling her ass, trying to get no husband. She got a doctor, okay? That's why she ain't got to get married. That's why she ain't got no. That's why she ain't got to get married. She got an MD behind her name, and she gonna get paid, and she can take care of her baby. That's cause that man leave. She can go her and her daughter, her and her child, gonna go somewhere else and find somewhere to live, and she can take care of her baby, and she got enough money to get a goddamn name, okay?
Mm.
She ain't got to be
And
like
she married
Mary
to Zach
South.
Galifianakis.
She ain't got to be like Mary South. Get like 4 or 5 husbands who don't want them. Now, Lisa, on the other hand, child, honey, you need to leave that man. I mean, child, you got enough. Girl, you better be like Ashley. Have the kids have enough money to get some money. Okay, you had 2 kids by this man, so you got a good set of coins coming your way, and plus you been a good wife. I can tell you been a good wife. It seemed like he do not love her or whatever, or she was just a trophy wife. I believe that's the
Yeah,
problem. He see her as a trophy wife. He don't want to be
Mm-hmm.
married. He just said,
that's true.
"What you getting her done that day?" Now she not. She taking care of your kids. She taking care of your house. She probably even do like the mom on the show do iron the shorts. But she supervised though. She getting the job done, making you come home. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Okay. She needs to leave that man. I get tired of him. I'm tired of him too. But she got too much plastic surgery. At least can go somewhere for it. I mean, back in the day, she didn't look like it back in the day. She was to me she was pretty.
She was very pretty.
She got too much all these damn fillers going on. I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. But she and let's see who else.
Kiki.
Alexis. Alexis, I will do feel like came back to them. I lost my mom. My mom had passed. I felt the same kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So it brought me back to their mom. I liked when the girls came together and they did their memorial for Alexis' mom and stuff. I thought that was very beautiful. Them come together as friends. I really did. And I just like my heart just go out to her, you know what I'm saying? And then anybody lose their parent, my heart just go out to them because I
Mm-hmm.
lost my parent. And it's like you struggle so much, you know what I'm saying? Like I told my mom, that my mom was the strongest person in the world. And you know you're young and you feel like you see their mom, how strong your parents be, you think can nothing take them down. But at the end of the day, as life goes on, you feel like they have to go to. You know what I'm saying? So my heart went out to that about that. That's the only thing right there. Like that. Jamie, I seen your friend request on IG. Request my thing.
Oh, okay.
Jamie, you better request that bad, bitch.
Okay. I'll take a
Lisa,
look at it.
you having a problem with Jamie, Lisa?
No, I don't, but I love Jamie. Me and Jamie and Danny and get along too. I thought you was a fat one. You had
together.
Lisa,
mind your business, Marysol.
I said, baby, I said, get it in, Chase, baby. Get it in, baby.
Not when it comes to Lisa.
All right, we're gonna let you go. Okay, make sure.
I love you. Y'all have a good night. Right. Love you, baby.
Night.
What is happening?
Jamie, make sure you respond to Lisa. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I haven't checked my IG in like days.
That's a lie.
Yes. Come on, Lisa. Come on, Lisa. Okay. That pretty much concludes the episode. The episode was a really good episode. Finale. No, sorry, not finale. The reunion is next week. 2 parts. And so we got at least another 2 weeks of this show with these ladies. I think it's gonna be really good. I think they're gonna really surprise us. I'm really excited to see what it gives. And we got Salt Lake City next week reunion as well. But I'm more excited for this one, honestly. I'm more drained to see the other one as a comment here. Did y'all hear? We're so good at Peacock considering making either the Dashers. Okay, I didn't hear that.
Okay, read it out loud.
Oh,
so did y'all hear that the Real Housewives of Miami ratings were so good that Peacock is considering making either the Nashville, Chicago, or Honolulu Housewives?
I'd be here for any of those.
You know what?
Because then Chicago bitches would get nasty.
Did you hear something, Cortez?
What?
I heard something.
I heard something about Nashville, maybe, but
they've been looking at Nashville and Chicago for years, but I heard that they were actually going to reboot DC.
Oh,
DC honestly needed, like, DC got cut because of that Obama scandal. Those ladies, I feel like some of them deserved an extra season. They were entertaining.
I'm gonna look into if that's true. I'm gonna look into this, but I think it'll be great. Like Nashville and Chicago have been overdue for a while, and I think I really feel like Nashville is probably already happening. I really do.
They said Real Housewives of Orlando is. Ooh, let me shut my mouth. We'll talk offline, girl.
Don't should be getting in trouble here now. Okay. With this said, we're gonna get ready to lean out. Thank y'all for watching today. It was a really good show. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Chase. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Lisa, for your lovely commentary. Jamie, make sure you hit her back on Instagram. Thank you, Samira, Nushka, Morgan, Brooke, everyone that's watched. It's been a good season. We got 2 more episodes to go. And y'all have a good rest of y'all lovely Thursday night. Happy weekend. We see y'all Monday.
Happy weekend.
Good night.